Hey, I'm loving answering these questions from students about faith and religion from the Catholic tradition. This is one of my favorite questions. Where are the dinosaurs? Where have all the dinosaurs gone? If you read the Bible, you'll notice that dinosaurs are not mentioned. I've read the Bible. They aren't there. And so in a science textbook, they are going to talk about dinosaurs. So if the Bible doesn't mention them, why is that? Why does that not happen? Why can't I find dinosaurs in the Bible? Okay, so we kind of need to step back a bit on this. The big one is people are wondering about in the creation of the world, and in the first two chapters of the Bible, in the first book of the Bible called Genesis, we have actually two different accounts of God creating the universe that we live in. And so when we think about God creating the universe that we lived in, and then from that point, they actually follow the first person. His name is Adam. And that first person and his family and his children, and there's actually a genealogy that actually, if you read the whole Bible and trace it all out, you can, in theory, go all the way back to what the Bible says to be the first person who existed. But if you were to do that with the Bible, or if you were to read the creation account and say, well, what about dinosaurs? What about trilobites? What about the Big Bang? What about the formation of the Earth 4.5 million years ago? It's not that you have bad questions. It's not that the Bible is false or misleading, but rather that is not the question for the Bible. That is not the question for the kind of text, actually the kind of books that the Bible is. Because those are questions that you would bring naturally to your science textbook. Those are questions that you would bring and they would come up as we learn to explore the world around us and learn what is around us and see it with our eyes and perceive it and interact with it in a scientific way. And the Bible is useful and truthful and very, very important in the Catholic tradition, but it's not the same kind of importance as a science textbook. So the reason why there are no dinosaurs in the Bible is because the Bible is not there. The Bible was not written in order to teach you about dinosaurs. Your science textbook, or at least a geology, a paleontology, a history, a scientific history textbook, a history of the universe, a scientific history of the universe, is designed to teach you about dinosaurs. Okay, so if the Bible is not there to teach you about dinosaurs, what do you think the Bible is there for? Well, you can probably guess. The Bible is there to teach us about God. The Bible exists and was written down and continues to be present and a good blessing to us, an awesome thing in our lives, because it actually teaches us about God. And it also teaches about God's relationship with the universe that he created. And that's kind of a different kind of question. And if you brought that question to, a textbook about dinosaurs, the textbook about dinosaurs wouldn't actually answer too much about what God is like, right? So it would be just as it would be weird to go to a dinosaur textbook and say, hey, how come there's no God in here? It would also be weird to go to the Bible and say, hey, there's no dinosaurs here. Now, what we learn in those first couple chapters about Genesis is that God actually loves what he creates. And that's a really important insight. We also learn that God created everything on purpose with a plan in mind. It is a plan that we cannot possibly understand all of, but bit by bit, by us living throughout the history of the universe, we begin to learn a little bit about God's plan, at least for God's plan in our life. So this is in contradiction to some of the other texts that were written when the Bible was written, which kind of communicate that the world is chaotic, that the world happened by accident, that the gods actually hate what they created and especially hate humanity and want to enslave humanity. The final message that God gives to humanity in that creation story is to go, be fruitful, multiply, go and have a good time, because that's what I made you for. And it's really, that actually informs our fundamental attitude towards the universe.